With a single strike, Yuziyu not only forced the Emperor Crocodile to cough up blood and retreat, but also punched straight through his chest. Behind the Emperor Crocodile, a bloody hole was smoking heavily, as if his massive body had just been pierced by the Thunder God himself. At that moment, a brilliant light erupted from the Emperor Crocodile's eye, dazzling to a terrifying degree. It howled madly, its enormous body writhing in pain, yet Yuziyu's avatar stood tall and unmoved in front of it, completely unaffected. The serpent woman was horrified, sensing something unusual, and cried out, "Master, the Emperor Crocodile's aura is weakening rapidly." Then the deep voice of the divine tree echoed like thunder in a clear sky. "Emperor Crocodile, you must endure. In the future, everything you suffer today will be repaid tenfold." Boom! The Emperor Crocodile flapped the massive wings on his back continuously, as layers of magma covering his body gradually began to shrink. From his body, a powerful energy burst forth, causing the surrounding space to immediately crack, tearing apart like fragile silk. Without hesitation, the divine tree activated the domain of darkness around the Emperor Crocodile. Thick black barriers formed layer upon layer like bricks from hell, stacking continuously and gradually closing in, aiming to completely seal the Emperor Crocodile inside. In the blink of an eye, the dark barriers had spread into a dome of shadowy space. Nearly fully enclosed, in an instant, the space was completely sealed, engulfing the Emperor Crocodile entirely. Meanwhile, the avatar of the divine tree remained standing there, unmoving, as if waiting for the Emperor Crocodile to complete his final transformation. The scene shifted to the golden monkey, whose expression was cold and emotionless. Its eyes were fixed on the Emperor Crocodile as it sat on the back of its wild boar friend, with the badger companion beside them. The three of them had always been the closest of friends among the exotic beasts, fighting side by side through countless battles. The serpent woman froze in shock, exclaiming in disbelief, "He's been sealed!" Just then, a crack appeared in the domain of darkness. From the fissure emerged an overwhelmingly powerful aura. A sharp claw coated in brilliant golden scales tore through the barrier like ripping paper. Then came a pair of blazing golden wings, descending with divine majesty. Still not done, a massive golden leg stepped out from the barrier, and upon touching the ground, it caused the earth to shatter. Finally, the Emperor Crocodile's head, cloaked in a holy golden sheen, rose high from the swirling smoke and released a breath of thick, scalding white steam, like molten lava roaring from the depths. This powerful aura erupted like a volcano, engulfing the entire area. The golden monkey, badger, and wild boar all felt an overwhelming pressure pressing down on them. The terrifying energy of the Emperor Crocodile post-evolution. Even the serpent woman and the fire serpent were not spared. Both were enveloped in an extreme heat that made it hard to breathe, sweat pouring off them uncontrollably. Through the thick dust, the Emperor Crocodile's eyes flashed with divine light, cold, merciless, and devoid of emotion. Now, his entire body gleamed like molten gold, and his already massive form had become even more majestic. Yet while all living beings trembled in fear, he quietly lowered himself, drawing near to the small avatar of the divine tree Yuziyu. The divine tree raised its gaze, eyes calmly scanning the newly evolved form of the Emperor Crocodile. It nodded slightly and thought to itself, "Not bad at all." Then the Emperor Crocodile's status appeared: cultivation, transcendent rank 5 physical body, peak innate talent, continually reverting to ancient bloodlines. The more enraged, the more terrifying the power becomes, not limited by rank, relies on combat instinct, dragon bloodline. A noble and extraordinary bloodline of the ancient dragon race. Special abilities: Earth control, the ability to freely manipulate primordial earth elements and traverse through the land. Primal instinct, fully awakened, granted the Emperor Crocodile a higher level of combat awareness. Muscles surged and shifted, and the layers of muscle beneath his dragon-scaled hide could unleash bursts of speed and strength far beyond conventional understanding. The dragon scales were not only an impenetrable defense but also terrifying weapons in their own right. When raised, they could tear through anything in their path. Berserker mode. The longer he fought, the stronger he became. His strength, speed, and neural reflexes were all amplified. Hiding behind a large rock, the serpent Woman and the fire serpent watched anxiously. Her eyes, filled with doubt yet unable to hide her awe, widened as she whispered, Did he succeed? Beside her, the fire serpent remained silent. Cold sweat dotting his brow. You still have to ask? Just look at him. The comedic trio, Golden Monkey, Wild Boar, and Badger, all stared wide-eyed, too stunned to speak, seeing the Emperor Crocodile's majestic new form, cloaked entirely in shimmering gold, exuding a crushing presence. They could hardly believe their eyes. The divine tree spoke in a deep voice. The two streams of power have now fully fused. You have surpassed your former self. Only now did the Emperor Crocodile truly begin to feel the immense and unfamiliar power surging endlessly through his body. He was now far stronger than he had been even during his previous battle with a god. Still, the divine tree didn't forget to remind him that this new strength would need further consolidation. After a pause, the divine tree spoke solemnly. Go, take time to recover and stabilize your power. Without a word, Emperor Crocodile turned and departed. Not far away, the Wolf King of Australia stood silently on a high tree branch, watching the Emperor Crocodile's silhouette gradually vanish into the distance. He remained quiet, overcome by emotion. Once, in Australia, they had been equals. But now the gap between them had become a chasm. Meanwhile, the Emperor Crocodile arrived at a deep lake, seemingly preparing to dive in and use the still waters to further temper his strength. As his figure slowly disappeared beneath the lake's surface, the divine tree couldn't help but think with amazement. Unbelievable! With just 2 rounds of ancestral regression, he's reached such a terrifying level. The key lies in his ability to fuse 2 fundamentally different power sources. With that thought, the divine tree extended a root and wrapped it around Golden Monkey. Before Golden Monkey could react, he was lifted into the air and brought before the divine tree. Without a word, the divine tree activated its eye of insight. 2 golden beams shot out from its eyes, piercing into Golden Monkey's body. What the divine tree saw were countless glowing orbs drifting within Golden Monkey's body. 72 souls, each representing a distinct power. The divine tree was deeply astonished. 72 different soul forces. And yet he remained stable? Emperor Crocodile had only 2 streams of power and had once lost control. If Golden Monkey could one day fuse all 72, he would surpass every beast, even the 10 great dire beasts. Having examined his subordinates, the divine tree let out a quiet sigh. It seems while I wasn't paying attention, they've all grown much stronger. I can't afford to stay stagnant any longer. Scene shift. In a boundless realm resembling the universe but not quite, massive rocks floated aimlessly in the void. This was the outer void, a desolate celestial body dotted with jagged stone outcroppings. Not a single tree or living creature could be found upon this barren planet. Where sharp stones pierced the ground like fangs, a gigantic figure sat upon a stone throne, humanoid in shape. His body was massive, muscles bulging, and his aura was overwhelming. The Void Dominator. Just then, a purple python, one of the avatars of the divine tree, tore through space and entered this void. In the boundless expanse, its eyes were sharp and cold as it scanned the surroundings. Muttering to itself, it said, From now on, I will continuously absorb the energy of the void here. At that very moment, in the region where the Void Dominator had been moments before, a voice echoed. As I thought I wasn't mistaken, the figure on the stone throne materialized once more. His voice was firm and resolute. A transcendent rank 6 being has finally emerged.